Hello, everybody. This is Kenny Evans and David Berry, and welcome to It's What You Keep. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you learn how to keep more of the money you earn so you can turn your income into lasting wealth. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Ken, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Nothing
man.
much.
Good to hear your voice. Getting ready to kick into a new year here.
Oh, yeah.
Exciting stuff. Lots to do and lots of learning, lots more learning to do here. So today we want to talk about how aggressive marketing messes with our money.
Right.
And one of the things we have to keep in mind is that marketing really doesn't look at, or people who are advertising to us, they're really not that concerned about your personal financial health, right? In previous episodes, we talked about how to become financially healthy by developing a plan and sticking to that plan. And that can be tough in and of itself, just because things come up, things you're not expecting, unexpected expenses or what have you. But other obstacles that we run against are actively trying to separate us from our money. And it's important to know these things and recognize them so we can be aware and try to avoid them. It will cause you, these marketing and the way that people advertise, these companies advertise, can cause you to abandon your spending plan, which means essentially abandoning your plan to become financially healthy and wealthy, right?
So, that's right. I mean, there are too many of us, out there for them to really care about each individual spending plan. And so they basically are just saying, okay, how can I get people to buy my product?
Right.
Or my service? That's what I'm concerned with. That's it.
And the fact that you might not have enough money, they don't care about the rest of your budget.
Right.
All they care about is where you're spending dollars with them. And then that's the end of the relationship. So can you give us today kind of an overview of marketing in general? What is this marketing thing?
So when I did my research, I realized or found out that the marketing industry, and that includes marketing and advertising, is about $500 billion in the U.S. alone.
Trillion,
so
with a T.
Absolutely. And that's not sales. That's just the research that's going into getting you to make a purchase. And so It's a huge industry, and there's lots of research and development that's going into that. And actually, the $500 billion, that was the 2024 estimate.
Okay.
It is projected to be in the trillions of dollars in 2030. So That's a lots of money being pumped into this industry because it's effective. We need to figure out, or they need to figure out, how to get people to make the purchases, to know about the purchases. So there's lots of research that's gone into this industry. And so there are teams and teams of individuals that do lots of market research.
So they've spent $500 billion and haven't sold anything yet.
Absolutely. Just to get you into the store, just to get you to know about their product. And so, and they do. And really, the research that they come up with, they have to look at and understand people. They understand their customers, and they do deep dives into what makes us spend money, what makes us interested in a particular product. And the understanding is a lot of what causes us fear. And that's the emotional content that we give into how we spend. What addresses our fears, our habits, our pain points. And they use a lot of different techniques to get this information. Social media is one of the biggest tactics or techniques they use to get information on it, because we put a lot of information out there about ourselves. When we post, we tell the marketing world we like, what we're afraid of, what we, where we want to go. And then they use that information to target products to us.
So that's why platforms like Facebook create billionaires, right? I mean, because they're not charging us to use Facebook. And is that right? I mean,
No,
it used to
absolutely,
think,
because they're
where does Facebook
basically
get, how does he become a billionaire giving away a free service?
they have ads on Facebook.
Right.
And these ads are targeted to different individuals. They look at your patterns and they say these products should be geared to these people. These products should be geared to those, that class of people, ages, 18 to 35 in the Midwest. They will see these different ads. Your search habits, when you search things on Google or whatever platforms you use to search, that information is used by advertisers to give you more content of what you're searching for.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you search for a shovel at Home Depot, all of a sudden you're going to see lots of different, digging tools.
Yeah. I'm not, that's great you use the shovel because that's exactly what we talked about, right? Stop digging the holes that are causing your financial stress and
Absolutely.
strain. So great segue into that.
Yeah, I
Go
mean
ahead.
they and it's useful information and it works. This is why this industry is so huge. And a lot of these apps, they want to basically keep you on, and not just the apps, but a lot of the internet items that you use every day, they want to keep you on that so they can get more information from you and then they can push more advertisements to you.
Right.
And it's a huge industry because it works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the tactics that they use, and this is just three of them that they put in front of the users. They use tactics such as, scarcity. Like when you see advertisement for a thing or you're searching for a thing and it says only 3 items left,
Uh-huh.
limited time only,
Or, yes.
while
Yes. Yeah.
supplies
No,
last.
actually, I think I've seen on Amazon and other places, they have a clock ticking
Yeah,
down. If you don't,
absolutely.
you got 15 minutes left to buy this thing or you're going to miss out.
And they know that if I show you that there's a scarcity or an urgency or need, then you're more likely to click and buy that item right now. Because if I give you some time to think about it, yeah, you're less likely. But if I, create this urgency, because you're going to miss out on this item if you don't get it right now,
Well,
then you're more likely to
that's
click it.
I'm guessing this is stuff you might not even be necessarily looking for, right?
It
I
might
mean, it's not on your
absolutely.
plan, but it could be something. Well, one day I want to get this thing, and then they throw a clock in front of you.
Oh yeah, and then you're like, oh, well, I got to get it now because if I don't get it now, they're going to run out. I mean, it's like, and it makes you feel that you, you're never going to be able to get that item again. They're not going to stop making those.
Right.
They're going to be available again. But you're thinking that, oh, I've got to get it right now because this is a
Unbelievable.
deal. It's a deal. So another tactic is, showing like social proof, they call it.
Okay.
Using celebrities to say, hey, all of these celebrities are doing it, or lots of people give this a thumbs up. Lots of people are giving this item great reviews, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can even search, different items on Amazon according to, 5 stars or 4 stars.
Right.
I only want to see those. And if I see a lot of people giving it 5 stars, it's a great product. It's awesome. So I'm going to
Yeah.
get it.
Wow. Social proof. That's an interesting term, but I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they also, look at connecting to our emotions. And that's usually the biggest way for the marketing industry to get you to make purchases is to attach to your emotions. If I can make you feel a certain way or connect, emotionally to a product or a service, well, then you're more likely to buy that. If I can connect somehow. So they use different ways to connect to your emotions. They show up attractive photos, make you feel like if you buy this product, you will, be prettier. You will be more successful. You'll fit in. And that emotional grab makes you, connect with the product. And they spend lots of money and research on how to get people to emotionally connect to a product or service.
So you mean to tell me that the lady who's smiling ear to ear while she's cleaning her toilet, she's not really happy about that?
She's an actor.
I would always like, when you talk about it, it makes me think about, which is the point, I guess, it's that I watch these commercials where somebody's sweeping the floor and they're just as happy when they finish. They're smiling. It's like,
Oh
no
yeah,
one, you're
absolutely.
not enjoying that.
Yeah,
And I also noticed that they do it in some pretty nice clothes too, which are also not.
absolutely right. Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's interesting. You tied in. You actually subconsciously, I think, made me think that using this product is going to make me happy, even if it's something as you know unfun as cleaning my house.
absolutely. And I might look like that person looks too.
Right, right. Look how happy I could be. Let
Absolutely.
me go get this cleaner. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
I mean, so there's just lots of money and research going into do, and they just, yeah, there's, like I said, $500 billion
Yeah,
going into research and techniques to get us to buy. And these things are changing over time.
yeah,
Right now, the use of AI and social media, those are huge right now. And that's
right.
just, within the last, 15 years,
Yeah.
that all of these things have come about. AI is certainly, shorter than that. But there's lots of money pumped into getting us to make these purchases.
Yeah.
And a lot, and as we mentioned before, they don't have the time and personnel to care about every individual's plan because their
Or
plan,
inclination. I mean, but you're right. I hear what you're saying. That I guess would ideally they would try to market in a way that wouldn't be damaging to people's income or financial health. But if somebody has to make a decision between, and you've heard stories about this, between paying to go to a concert versus paying their rent, the person selling the concert ticket, that rent is your problem. That
that's
that
right.
is that's I guess what the way it's going, or whatever the heck when you got to make decisions like that.
Right. All they
Um,
know is because they're reaching out to millions of people.
yeah, good point.
And then their point is that, listen, well, you have to make the decision about your rent or your other financial obligations because of these millions of people, I'm not looking to get a million. I only need a small percentage of that.
Yep.
And if I only get them the 100,000 or 50,000 that are financially responsible, well, that's great. And if other people, are financially irresponsible, I don't have the bandwidth to really make that my concern.
Understood. So, Dave, we promised folks three techniques that our marketing uses. Can you give me one?
So here we go. So television ads,
Okay.
television ads and commercials, those are huge, huge. And these ads come, not just on television, but on your whatever device you're using. I mean, and they use these colorful, stylish ads with
Hmm.
celebrities that make you feel like you can be like them
Right.
if you buy these products. And as I mentioned, techniques like creating an urgency or a scarcity. Those are the items that they use in these television ads to make you click now or buy now or make this
Interesting.
purchase. And a lot of times these are really small purchases, not cars or houses.
Right.
A
Right.
lot of
Okay.
these are little, smaller things, clothing items or knickknacks that you would buy. But they make you, connect with the product quickly because they only
Hmm.
have a small amount of time, and they make you make those purchases, quickly. And so
Or they
those are
help you
those are
make
some
those
of
purchases,
the
especially online. I know that they make it easy as possible for you to hit. Well, I want this, so let me order this while there's a button right there next to it. TV is a little tougher, but they're making it easy on TV too. I noticed recently on commercials on streaming services, depending on if you're using like an Amazon Fire Stick or whatever, that during an ad, a button will show up to say, you can put this in your cart right now.
Right.
So now, even on television, you can buy right then,
Oh yeah. Yep. And
which
because
is insane.
a lot of our television, I don't have, what do they call it? Airwave television. All my
Right.
television is through,
Some
YouTube or
streaming
Amazon.
service,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
streaming services. Exactly. And those streaming services are connected to an account most of the time.
Great
And so
point.
now they've got you tied visually and electronically to your account. So
I
it
thought
makes
it
it a
was
lot easier for you
interesting.
to take that, move
Yeah.
the dollar from here to there.
So I thought it was interesting when I recently installed another, Fire Stick somewhere, and all of these, it didn't hit me initially, but all of these streaming services or these, stream platforms, they ask for a credit card,
Hmm.
and you don't have to give them a credit card. But why are you asking me for a credit card? Well, I guess it boils down to like live purchases,
Yeah,
in app purchases or during show. I guess you can buy stuff immediately, and to make it easier, we've already got your credit card. So just hit the
absolutely.
button.
Yep.
We got you
Take a
covered.
step away. Yep.
Amazing, amazing,
All right. So
unbelievable.
that's one tactic.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
another tactic, one I'm unfortunately very familiar with, is why they get you in the store.
Hmm.
So I don't know about you, but I have certainly, created a list, a shopping list to go to a store. It could be a grocery store, it could be, appliance store, whatever. And I'm going to buy these things. I might have 4 or 5 things on my list. It blows my mind. I even know it while I'm doing it, that I'll walk in the store and I'll start walking, through the aisles, and I'm picking up stuff, and I'll look down at my cart and I'll have 6 things in there, and none of them are on my
No, absolutely. You're
list.
absolutely right.
I haven't even gotten to the section with the stuff I came to buy,
Right.
and I've already got 6 things in my basket.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Were you gonna say
No, I
something?
was gonna say exactly what happens to me. I mean, I will go into a store and say, okay, I need to buy a loaf of bread. I don't need a cart for a loaf of bread.
Right,
I don't
right.
need a cart, so I'm just gonna go right to the bread aisle and then and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I need a cart now.
Dude, I'm telling you, I could give you what a perfect. So I have, until recently, they recently closed a Publix really close to me, a grocery store,
Yeah.
and it's walking distance. And I have gone out to this grocery store to pick up something like, coffee, let's
Mhm.
say. Or I ran out of creamer. I just need to run to the store and get some creamer. And I'll get in the store, and I won't get a basket, to your point. And I walked there. Now, mind you, it's walking distance, but it's not across the street. It's like a
Right.
half a mile away. And so I'll go and I'll grab the creamer, and then I'll be coming out and I'll see that they've got my favorite soft drink, one of my favorite, whatever, Diet 7 Up or Diet Sprite or whatever, a 12 pack in the cans, buy 2, get 2 free.
Ooh, that's a bargain.
And I was like, wait a minute, you know. So now, dude, I pick up 4 12 packs of
Right.
pop in my arms because I have no basket. And then I have to walk home with that. Do you know how heavy it gets
Right.
in a half a mile? I could
Right.
have driven or I could have waited, but they got me. They got me because they threw up a buy one, get one, or buy 2, get 2 free thing at
Mhm.
me.
Yep.
The way the store is laid out, you may have heard that when you go to a grocery store, you should stay on the outside because that's where all the healthy food is. But none of us do that. We always go down the coffee aisle, down the pasta aisle, down the candy aisle, cookie aisle, and they lay things out in a way that you can consistently look at something, catch your eye, and you say, "Oh, I need that thing."
Right.
Even the house goods, cleaning section and detergents and bleach, paper towels, whatever. They lay these things out, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a big battle amongst product manufacturers and distributors for shelf space at these
Mhm.
stores.
Mhm.
They want higher shelf space to get to be at eye level.
Oh yes.
And all of these are in a battle to get your attention to buy things that you normally may not have even bought. I read in my research about how cereal boxes, kids cereal, the sweet stuff, how the characters they have on those boxes look down because they're trying to catch the eyes of the children.
Mm.
So the whoever the character is, whether it's a tiger or a captain of a ship or whatever, their eyes they're big and they're looking down. It's just to say, hey kid, I see you. Get your mom or get your dad to buy this for me.
Wow, I didn't
They,
realize that.
yeah, no, take a
Wow.
look next time you're at the store. It's crazy. First time I heard it, I was like, it's very, very true. They're all looking down to catch the kids' eyes because they help to sell. Again, these are
Yep.
things you may not be going in there to buy.
If I get my kid to ask for it, then wow.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Other things that they do in the store is they set, so if you go to like a big hardware store or something like that, or certainly a furniture store, what they will do is they will set up things. If you've ever been to an IKEA, you certainly see this. They will set things up in the store as if it's in your home.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just, we got lamps here and there. They'll set up a whole room
Sure.
or
Stage
they'll
it
set
for
up,
you.
they'll stage it. And you see it, and as people will do, say, I could see that at my house.
Right.
And here, and it could be, it's a shame. You go to a hardware store to pick up, a screwdriver and end up buying a $700, set of outdoor furniture. Man, that's cheap. But I'm just saying, because they showed it and you saw it and you could imagine yourself sitting there in a nice summer night with your drink in your hand or whatever. And you find a reason to buy this thing that wasn't even on your radar.
Right. Yep.
And you go to stores like Costco and Target, well, certainly Costco. What's the first thing you see when you walk into a Costco?
Oh,
It's
the televisions.
those big screen TVs.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are right there in your face, all showing super colorful, great television shows. And man, do they sell TVs?
Oh, yeah.
When did big screen TVs become the first thing they moved those to the front for a reason? And people will go in and say, wow, I could really be enjoying that at my house.
Yep. That's
Um,
my first
Go
flat
ahead.
screen television,
Yep.
was from Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that.
No, I mean
Was from
that's
Costco.
how they roll. And I mean it's brilliant, but it's almost not no brainer for them because they're like, what's being bought? What catches their eye? Can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine going to Costco to pick up, socks and walking out with a 50-inch television because it was bright and shiny and the price looked good to you?
And I'm telling you, the displays are awesome.
They're awesome.
And
And they
the
especially look
pictures,
awesome in stores. I
and
was
the pictures
recently
that they're
go
showing,
ahead.
the clarity. I
Oh,
mean,
it looks great. You're like,
it,
oh my God, it's the best thing I've ever seen.
right. And sometimes it's not even a show. It's
No,
a flower pot, a
it's
bee, and
I have a friend who was selling his house and he had built an in-wall entertainment system that had a big TV. I won't say it was flat screen because this was a while back, but it was projection, right? A projection television, rear projection television. And in the sale of his house, and this was in his basement, whatever, man cave, whatever you want to call it. He set up a section of a clip of a Star Wars movie where the ships were going and blasting each other up
Mhm.
and put it on a loop, DVD, whatever, back in the day. And
Right.
he left that playing during the showing of his house. And the realtor told him that sold the house because the husband went down there and saw that and was like, I gotta have this house
Yeah.
because he was caught by the big screen television and the bright colors and and he saw himself in that situation. So these stores use these tactics as well. And certainly, advertising things like loyalty programs and anything to get you committed to spending your money. But these stores are in the store. When you've gone to the store, the idea is how can I get you to spend even more money
That's right.
than
Yep.
you had planned on spending? And they are very successful. You
Yeah,
go in knowing it's going to happen
yeah,
and
and
you
they know
still
that
do it.
you're in here to spend money. So the leap to
Exactly.
spend a little more money is not
Exactly.
that far.
Exactly. And it's not far for them. It's far for you on your plan.
Yes,
And
that's
so you
right.
get you at the end of the month or end of the whatever, you say, where did I spend this money? Is all
No,
those extra purchases
and
you made.
it's
Go ahead.
these little things that add up. It's really a big item that's thrown you off your game.
Right.
It's
You're
a
right.
lot of little things like $20, 30, and when you're doing it, it doesn't seem like a lot.
Right.
But once you add it up, it's a lot.
It
10
adds up.
purchases of $300. Well, I mean, if already $30, that's $300.
It adds up, and
Yeah.
they count on it. So that's another tactic is in store. They are modeling things to get you to buy.
Yep.
And then a third tactic, one of the advertising methods is in the mail. And we may have mentioned this on earlier episodes, but the one that bugs me the most, and it's interesting because I think it happens more when you start to get your financial life together, and that's credit card advertising, credit card mailers. They're an example. You get
Hmm.
lots of advertising in the mail, but credit card companies take it to another level.
Oh, yeah.
They are spending. I can't imagine the amount of money they are dropping. I think we did touch on this in our earlier episode. The millions and millions of dollars that they spend just to send out mailers to get you to sign up for their credit cards.
Hmm.
And the way they catch my eye, I'll say, is they throw a big zero on the front of the
Yeah,
envelope.
0% finance. Yep.
0% financing. What a bargain, right? Which is the biggest setup of all time, right?
Yep.
because it's only zero for a limited time. And then it's not. And they're counting on you to have balances when that 0% runs out so that they can start charging you the insane amounts of interest, 20 to 30%
Right.
interest.
And they know it's going to happen.
They
They
know
know
it.
it.
They know it. They
Yeah.
have they have the research. The
Yeah.
research has told
Absolutely.
them that some like 80% or some of people who get these 0%, they don't pay it off in time. My wife and I were just doing on our business, our home household business meeting, and there was one. We bought some, I want to say windows. We bought some windows, which are expensive, expensive, expensive. Windows are expensive for homes, and they offered us 0% financing, right? For, let's call it 24 months. But the minimum payment they were looking for was nowhere near what was required to pay it off in 24 months.
Right.
The minimum payment was something like call it $124. And I did the math to say, in order to pay this off in the amount of time, we need to pay $500 a month, as opposed to the $125 they were asking for. So you can keep the account current for the 125. You're not in default, but at the end of the 0%, you still have a big balance.
Right. Right.
And then they start charging you 27% interest.
Oh my goodness.
And it's like, this is what these credit card companies and these financing companies look for. And they advertise it with these amazing, colorful, glossy, thick envelopes that come. Some even come with a fake credit card inside, so that when you feel the envelope, it feels like there's a card inside. And you open it, and of course, it's made of cardboard and says this is not a real card. But they've done the research to know that if someone feels a credit card, that people treat credit cards like free money.
Right.
We've had this discussion before, where you get your hands on a new credit card, and you think, "Wow, I've just come into some cash. I can go spend it." And so, credit card mailers, credit card and loan advertisement through the mail is another very aggressive and way up there on the chart of how these businesses get money you weren't planning to spend. That they are getting into your plan and disrupting your goals with their ability to take your money.
Yep.
So those are three, I think, very obvious but subtle at the same time, because we see it all the time. We don't even pay attention to it, and the next thing you know, our plan for financial health is shot.
Yeah. Yeah. You just have to be aware that these tactics are out there, because you're right. You can go through life and not even realize that you've been targeted.
Right.
And that you fell for one of these items.
Right. That's the important thing. And that's really the point we're trying to get across today is awareness. Check yourself sometimes when you go up to these stores. Know that they're trying to throw you off your plan. Sticking with your plan is more than just creating a budget and spending what you said you're going to spend, but it's not spending what you said you weren't going to spend. That is just as, if not more important.
Absolutely. That's right, Ken.
All right, Dave. Well, I think we've reached time here. A great topic. And as usual, ladies and gents, we welcome you to send us questions to our website at www.keepitpodcast.com, all one word. And we look forward to chatting with you again. Dave, any parting comments?
No, just be aware. Be aware. Keep to your plan. Don't let anybody else throw you off of your plan, because that is yours. You've created it. Right. And, people say that they want to help, but if they're not, if they don't know your plan, they're not helping.
Right. Yeah, especially don't be thrown off your plan by people you don't know.
Absolutely. Right.
All right. Dave, thanks a lot, my man. Appreciate you.
All right, kid. You take care now.
With everybody else. Take care. Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to visit our website at www.keepitpodcast.com. That's www.keepitpodcast, all one word, .com. There you'll find links to websites and blogs related to building wealth and other useful information. You can also leave comments about our show and listen to or download all our shows after they air. Also, as a reminder, this show is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be used as financial advice, as we do not know your specific circumstances and are not your fiduciaries. Please consult with your personal financial advisor before making any investments or financial decisions. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. In the meantime, remember, it's not what you make, it's what you keep.